apart, etc., etc. My name's Rob Leonard, of course. Joining me, as he does every week, is my brother Tim as we talk sports. And don't forget, a little bit later on the home stretch at 5 o'clock, 2-hour special tonight, Tim Leonard will be part of the crew talking about the NBA draft. And Andrew will probably get a little nervous with you, Tim, as he sometimes does.
Why is that?
I don't know. Just he does. Anyway, we've talked about the Mets. We've talked about the Yankees. We've talked about the NBA draft. That's on Thursday. You want to stand where you stand, bro? I got the mic on, so you want to stand there.
Coming back.
Anyway, our cousin Kawhi Leonard.
Just Kawhi, brother.
Kawhi?
Kawhi.
Kawhi? Okay.
Not Kawhi. It doesn't rhyme with a state. It's just Kawhi.
That's what I call him, though, at the family reunion.
Call him a cuz.
Anyway, he wants out of San Antonio.
I don't get this. I really don't.
I do.
Why?
Because he wants to come to New York, man, like everyone else. He wants to be on the Knicks.
No, he really doesn't. That was out there for a day. I laughed when I heard that. You know, here's the situation, brother. All right, cousin Kawhi, he wants out of San Antonio.
Why is
all right, and that's fine. I'll accept that. I'll deal with it, and it is what it is. But the scenario that I saw, I believe it was in the Daily News, has the Knicks trading Porzingis.
Yeah, I know. I was like crazy. That's crazy.
All right, that kind of defeats the purpose already.
Right.
But Porzingis, Enes Kanter,
okay,
who was their center last year, and the number 9 overall pick in this Thursday's draft. So, all right, now you have Kawhi Leonard. What do you have around him?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing, absolutely
so
nothing.
Why make the trade? Why not keep Porzingis, who, granted, is probably going to miss most, if not all, of the coming season because of the ACL surgery that he had. But why not keep him and your number 9 pick? And now you have two, dare I say, great players. You're hoping that the Knicks, with the number 9 pick in the draft, are going to be able to get a player who will come to be known as great. Because with the number 9 pick, you should be able to get a really good player.
Well, I wouldn't trade the number 9 pick because if Kawhi still wants to leave, he's still going to want to leave after the draft, or maybe they can get something else or do something else.
But the Knicks will.
But the Knicks aren't going to make the smart move. Let's put it up.
But if you're the Knicks, you want to make a deal that's better for your future. And the deal that's better, I mean, granted, Kawhi Leonard is clearly a top 5 player in the NBA. But he can't play by himself.
No, he can't.
So the fact that you want to try to get him onto your team is all well and good, but you're trading the guy who is by far your best player,
right, in
Porzingis, plus a number 1 pick. So at what cost to get him? And then moving forward, what are you going to surround him with? You'd have to have him sign an extension, but the extensions in the NBA these days don't go more than 5 years. So here's what's going to happen, because I didn't know this until I actually started reading what was going on. The Los Angeles Lakers, and all credit goes to Magic Johnson on this, are in a position where they can sign 2 max free agents in this summer.
Really?
2. They can trade for Kawhi Leonard and trade somebody like along the lines of Brandon Ingram, who you remember he played at Duke, who's been a pretty good player for them so far. Young guy, still developing. He's only probably 21 still. He and Lonzo Ball, get Lonzo Ball the hell out of L.A. and get his father out of L.A., because that would be, to me, the best reason to trade Lonzo Ball is to get rid of the father.
I would have a deal where he can't sit on the floor. He can only sit in the press box or up in the last row.
Doesn't matter. He's going to get TV time because idiots want to talk to him. But you trade those two. You make those two the focal point of the deal, and you get Kawhi Leonard back from the Spurs. Then you go out and you sign LeBron James. And you sign Paul George.
You're talking about the Lakers.
Yes. And now you have a big 3 with the Lakers of LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and Paul George. That's a hell of a big 3. And you need to find. You still have Julius Randle,
But
who's a good big.
Does LeBron want to sign with the Lakers?
He has a house in L.A. He wants to get involved in movies and do. At first, when I first heard LeBron to L.A., I'm like, there's no way that can happen. And why would LeBron want to go there, aside from the fact that he has a house there? Right. But then when I found out there's cap space issues and the fact that the Lakers can sign 2 max deals, it makes too much sense for it not to happen. And the Lakers, like I said, the Lakers have pieces that they could trade to the Spurs to get Kawhi Leonard. And now you're talking about a big 3 that is in that same realm as the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets. So now LeBron can go to the West and still have a shot to win a title. Because a lot of other scenarios that I saw would suggest that he needed to stay in the East. And whether that means going to the Boston Celtics or going to the 76ers, either one of them would be the only 2 options. But if they can get this done, by they I mean the Lakers, and bring in Kawhi Leonard, LeBron James, and Paul George, that would be the greatest NBA offseason, at least in the last 20 years.
That'd be very, very good.
So
I'm not sure.
I think that's got a decent shot at happening.
Is Magic buddies with LeBron?
Magic's buddies with everybody.
Okay, well, that's true. He is.
So, but that has nothing to do with anything. David Fizdale, the Knicks' new coach, he's buddies with a lot of guys. It doesn't, in fact, including LeBron. LeBron's not coming to the Knicks.
No.
Because the Knicks don't have this kind of creativity to do what the Lakers have done. And the Lakers built with draft picks. They have Ingram. They have Julius Randle. They've been bad for a long time. So they've gotten some pretty good players and some pretty good chips to trade to get a deal done for Kawhi Leonard if that's what they need, if that's what they want to do. So again, this is the part of the Knicks' problem is that they haven't held on to their number ones. Phil Jackson really screwed the team over when he picked Ntilikina because he wanted him to play a triangle. But that was, maybe Ntilikina turns into a decent player, but I don't think he's ever going to be the point guard the Knicks envisioned that he might be when they drafted him.
Okay, well, we're going to save some of this NBA draft stuff for the home stretch today at 5 o'clock with Andrew and Eric and the rest of the boys. Tim will be special guest on that.
That's me. I'm going to be the chaperone.
He's the chaperone. We should say that the NHL draft is this Friday and Saturday in Dallas. Rangers have 7 picks in the first 3 rounds. Got to give them credit.
That's why they traded Rick Nash.
Yep.
That was the other bit of research that I did this weekend. The Rangers, they're rebuilding their team this weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what's happening with 7 picks in the first 3 rounds. There's going to be a lot of new faces and a lot of new names, and I guarantee the Rangers are hoping as many of those guys as possible can make, if not an immediate impact, then an impact within a year or 2.
Right.
Because that is going to be the core of your Rangers team in 6, 7, 8 years.
Yep. And no word on Tavares and the Islanders. From what we hear, that there's positive vibes between the two, but nothing is signed on a contract yet. We'll see what happens. Last week, the Islanders had an ad in the paper basically saying, "Hey, buy our Coliseum tickets," and they didn't. They had 4 people walking, and it was on the back of the jersey. It was like the core 4 of from 1982. It was like Bossy and Smith on the back. So they're selling the pass right now for anyone who's going to the Coliseum to watch the Islanders.
Buy those tickets,
and they're going to sell out. 13,000 seats, 14,000 seats. They're going to sell out all those games.
Not a lot.
It's not a lot. Okay, Odell Beckham. Let's get into the Giants. Junior says he'll attend training camp. What a guy.
What a guy.
Yeah.
What a way to live up to your contract.
You know what? Every time he does something, it always seems like it might be the wrong thing or could be the wrong thing.
He does make some questionable decisions.
Yeah, he's just, here's a guy who should own New York much better, and he doesn't. That's sad. Veterans report.
You know who's going to own New York better?
Who?
Saquon Barkley. He knows what he's doing.
I hope so.
The kid, he's not a reckless, impulsive kind of guy. Saquon Barkley thinks before he does everything. He thinks before he speaks. He thinks before he goes out. So
did Derek Jeter.
He's thinking.
No,
and what did Derek Jeter do wrong?
Nothing.
Exactly. And that's why Derek Jeter is revered in this town. And that's what Saquon Barkley wants to be. I read they did a cover story on Saquon Barkley around draft time in Sports Illustrated.
Really?
And he said, but Saquon Barkley said in no uncertain terms, I want to be the face of the NFL. That's not an easy thing to do.
No. And
but it's a very lucrative thing.
And of course,
thing,
you want to be the face of the NFL.
He does.
Yeah, okay.
He does. And I tell you what, I wouldn't put it past him. He's in the right market for it to happen. He needs to perform, though. That's the one thing that some of these guys, they sometimes forget is you need to perform on the field. You need to get it done, and we'll see. But so far, Barkley's done everything right.
We should say Beckham was going to hold out because he doesn't have a new contract. But
so dumb.
He came to his senses. Rookies report on the July 22nd, veterans July 25th. Snacks Harrison, I love that name. Snacks. I love that name.
This was almost a very bad situation that happened.
Little fighting.
Snacks and Will Hernandez, the offensive lineman the Giants picked in the second round. Who I'm going to say it again. I love this pick. Anybody who's one of his first comments after the draft is, I really don't like people. That's a guy I want on my O-line. But you can't fight with your own guys. And have it. The problem was with the fight. Nobody cares about preseason fights. They happen. I understand it, but this fight wound up with Nate Solder, your $15 million a year left tackle, who you just signed as a free agent from the Patriots, getting his leg rolled up on. Ow. All right. Sometimes when legs get rolled up on, you wind up with ACL surgeries. Yeah. So Nate was lucky to avoid that sort of result. He later says he's okay, but that was a really delicate 24 hours for the Giants and Giant fans because that's the most important guy that they brought in the offseason. They need Nate Solder to protect Eli. They need Nate Solder to open up holes for Saquon Barkley. He is a massively important person for the Giants season going forward. So to possibly lose him for two idiots fighting in training camp,
right?
That can't happen.
By the way, brother, you have something to read. We've got to have you read something.
I said to do this half an hour ago.
We forgot. Read it, brother.
Read it. You should be listening to Your Family's Health.
That's right.
Tuesdays at 3 o'clock on this fine station. Professors Joan Buckley and Janine Cook-Garrard from the NCC Nursing Department discuss health issues concerning us all. So listen to Your Family's Health, Tuesdays at 3 p.m. If you have something wrong with you, definitely listen and give them a call.
Okay, I'm not sure if they're live.
No, well,
but I have something wrong with me.
Take a shot.
Well, yeah, we know.
Come on, Big Ed.
We know.
That's something a nurse can't help.
You know what helps Big Ed is that nice cup of Jack Daniels and a little bit of Coke.
I thought it was coffee. All right.
Oh, that's what he said.
Whatever works.
That's what our old teachers used to say.
And congratulations goes out to Brooke Koepka for winning his second straight U.S. Open. That was out at Shinnecock Hills.
Yeah, in Long Island.
way out east.
And they announced next year it's Beth Page Black.
Oh yeah.
Matter of fact, they
thought Shinnecock Hills was hard. Good luck, boys.
Well, they were already saying if you want to get tickets, get them now.
Get them now.
So I'm thinking of going because I live a mile away from there.
You're going to have to walk. I
guarantee
would walk.
You that. I would walk.
You're going to have to.
That's why. So I'm thinking of doing that.
Do it. Do it.
I
know. Make it happen.
I know our cousins want to go to that too.
Make it happen.
I might
buy a bunch of tickets.
We'll have to see what happens. Anyway, brother, we're out of time.
Are we out of time?
Yeah, Big Ed's coming up next at 10 o'clock with Good Gold. And he's ready. Look at him. He's preparing. He's doing sit-ups right now, push-ups. Yeah. He's all ready.
Big Ed, pre-gaming right now.
Pre-gaming. The old days, when he used to do the show out of his house, pre-gaming was the jack. But you can't do that here. Because that was internet radio. Internet radio, it's a little different.
Internet radio was beautiful.
Yes, it is. Anyway, that just about does it. Brother, you'll be on the home stretch, say, at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
And thanks for listening, everyone. 516-572-7440 to call Ed for a suggestion. Go to nccradio.org to find out about the great programming here at WHPC. And I will see you Friday with Beatles songs. Take care. Anything else, brother?
I'm going to be watching England in the World Cup at 2 o'clock.
Okay. Good luck. Take care. Bye-bye.
The views expressed on air are not necessarily those of WHPC, its management, or Nassau Community College. Responsible opposing viewpoints will be considered by emailing them to whpc@ncc.edu or by mail at WHPC 1 Education Drive, Garden City, New York 11530. Thanks for listening to the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.